Okay, so now we're doing rotations. This is day 4. This is kind of hard. So you kids at home, you Wednesday, Friday kids, make sure that you watch this and ask questions when you come back to school on Friday. We're just going to do the stuff on the coordinate geometry just like before. And we're going to limit ourselves to multiples of 90, which means I can rotate my iPad or paper if you had any. Okay, so, and it's important to know that the positive direction is counterclockwise and the negative direction is clockwise. So counterclockwise, remember, goes this way, opposite a clock, and clockwise goes the way the clock turns, that way. So it's just like the numbers when you number them. 1, the quadrants, 2, 3, 4, that goes counterclockwise. That's why the positive direction is counterclockwise. Okay? So here are my 2 points, A and B. All right? Now I'm going to rotate them 90 degrees. So you all take your iPad and rotate it 90 degrees. Make sure everything is locked so it doesn't change. But if I rotate it 90 degrees, I end up with this picture. Now, this was A. This is B. What does it, if I pretend now that this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, notice the point A looks like -2, 3. Oh, what is that? I have all those parentheses. Looks like what the heck? Yeah, -2, 3. Okay? And then B looks like the point -4, 6. So look at what happened. The 3 became the y, so the x became the y, so this will be x over here. And then 2 became -2, so this is -y. So -yx. I can't remember that for the life of me, so I just turned my paper, okay? All right, let's rotate 180. So basically that makes your iPad go upside down. Okay, so if I go ka-chunk, ka-chunk as I'm turning it, because it's, rectangular, it doesn't roll smoothly. So now this point, which was 3, 2, and this point, which was 6, 4, now notice this point here is -3, -2, and this point is -6, -4. So notice they just become negative, right? They don't have to switch, they just become negative. So -3, -2, and this looks like -6, -4. So this is -y, -x. But again, that is super hard. Okay? And then here, if I want rotating 270, that's 3 times, or I could call it -90. That's 1 time to the right. Notice this point here, which was 3, 2 and 6, 4. Now 3, 2 is 2, -3, and 6, 4 is now 4, -6. Right? So this is 4, -6, and this is 2, -3. So it looks like my rule should be y, -x. Now that's a lot of rules to remember, and I cannot be bothered doing that. So I can't do that. So I'm going to try to rotate this 90 degrees. So point A is up here at 0, 10. Point B is over here at 9, 3. And point C is over here at 6, 1. I'm going to rotate my iPad. Now you can't see me rotating my iPad, but I have rotated my iPad. So now this looks like -1, and this looks like 3. So it looks to me that C is -1, 3. I turn it back, -1, 3, -1, -1. So then I come over here and I go -1, 1, 2, 3. And I put the dot here for C prime. Okay? All right, so let's try another point. I'm going to turn it again. Okay, and now it looks like this is the x-coordinate -3 and the y-coordinate 9. So B prime is the point -3, 9. So now I'm going to turn my iPad back, and this is going to be -3, 9. So I'm going to put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, -3, 9 would be here. This would be B prime. And then when I'm going to turn my iPad back again, this looks like it's just at -10 on the x-axis. So when I turn my iPad back, I go to -10 on the x-axis, and this is A prime. So now my triangle looks like this. I should call this -10, 0. So let me get rid of some of these other things that are kind of there. I'll rewrite that. So this is, I think, is, oh, I shouldn't have erased that. This is the hard one, I think. This was C. This is C prime. I think rotating is the hardest. Okay, so that was a 90-degree rotation. About the origin. The middle, the origin there is usually our middle. Sometimes it's something else, but almost 90% of the time it's the origin. Okay, so now I got one more to try. Now I'm going to try to take triangle ABC and rotate it -90, and I'm going to do that on the same set of coordinate axes here. Okay, well, I'm going to erase what I just did because it's going to get way too cluttered, okay? So I'm going to take my original triangle and rotate it 90 degrees. So now I have to turn it to the right, okay? And when I turn it to the right, this looks like 10, 0. This looks like my x-axis. That looks like 10, 0. So A double prime looks like 10, 0. I'm going to put a dot right over here at 10, 0. Okay, now I'm going to do C. So here's C at 3, 1. So I rotate it to the right, and it looks now like it's at 1, -3 is what it looks like. So now I rotate it back, and I go 1, -3, and that's where I put C prime. So C double prime. So C double prime is 1, -3. And then I have B double prime. Okay, here's B. I'm going to rotate it to the right, 1 kerchunk. You heard the kerchunk on the desk. So this is 1, 2, 3, -9. So B is 3, -9. So then I turn it back so I can write 3, -9, and then I go 1, 2, 3, and go down to -9, which I think is there, because it's one less than the dark line, and this is B prime. Oh, I changed colors, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so then I have my triangle, like this, and I look at that and I say, oh, it kind of looks like it. Now, if I would have kept the other one there, then I would have, let's see, let me draw that one in, -10, 0, -3, 9, and -1, 3. I could have these awesome kind of things, and if I rotated it one more time to get something in this, then I would have a really cool looking picture I could color, but I'm not doing that. All right, so we're just doing multiples of 90 for now.